Greetings, all of you. You call me Ninja Yatsu, and welcome back to One Piece Bounty Rush. You may be asking yourself why I haven't uploaded in a while. Well, the reason for that is personal injury / illness, or whatever a ear infection would count as. Would not recommend it. But anyway, I'm feeling better and I'm back now. In this gameplay, I'm playing as Shinobu and Onigashima Robin. Now, Shinobu actually does have a few nice tricks up her sleeve. Her skill 1 does percentage damage and inflicts anti-heal, which will always be a relevant status effect. And her skill 2 can one-shot some characters at a close range. That and her normal attack 3 does have quite a bit of range, almost like a projectile. Now, Raid on Onigashima Robin has a few decent things going for her. Her normal attacks are decent enough. Her skill 2 does multiple hits at once, which can do really well against shields. And her skill 1 is honestly not the best in this meta, but it does help her heal if she can survive. Now obviously this is a step up into Bounty Fest, so they are going to have some issues surviving. However, it shouldn't be unwinnable. But still, it can be a slow and painful process. Just like my ear infection. Note to self, write better jokes. Now, this might sound weird to you, but throughout a majority of this run, Shinobu has been putting in the most work. However, that doesn't mean that Robin doesn't have her uses. For example, she does really good against Akainu. Good game. On to the next one. At this point, I've pretty much said everything I can about these two characters. So what is their relevance in the meta? Well, Shinobu does anti-heal, which is always going to be relevant. And her skill 2 does quite a lot of damage, especially towards shield users, because it hits multiple times. As for Robin, her attacks do well against people that require multi-hits to damage. And, well, not much actually. She can survive one-hit KOs, but doesn't have much going on actually. But she is really specialized to do well against Akainu, because she has multi-hits, she's blue, and she heals from percentage damage. And Shinobu is a ninja, which means she's always going to be relevant by default on this channel. That one was my own fault for slightly touching the top of the screen, which is slightly too sensitive on this phone. I got the new phone, and I've already experienced issues specifically with One Piece Bounty Rush as a result of that. Can I even show this on YouTube? And this game went in the most unfortunate of ways. Well, that was weird. I honestly didn't notice that large batch of numbers the first time I played through this, but watching the replay, it was really obvious. It happened again. It was at this point I began to feel like something didn't quite seem right. I thought maybe there's a hacker, I don't know whose team it's on. I began to suspect it might be my team. So I'm just gonna try to sit back and watch and see if I can find out who is acting suspicious here. Who is the cause of this suspicious behavior? If I can stop being attacked. And I'm sitting back trying to watch. Yeah, that's just a normal Kizaru skill. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And that's when I realized who it was. Yeah. So, this does not count as a win for me. I do not like this. I do not take these. So, obviously I'm going to report that player, and I'm going to go through another round. And I checked the replay to double check to make sure that I was right about who was causing this. Because before I watched the replay, I still wasn't entirely sure. But yeah. I looked carefully and saw that he was instantly breaking through shields. And you don't get more proof than that. So here's the player in question that caused all of that. I'm reporting because that's just not fair. And obviously that's enough for me to get the character titles, technically. However, to me, that is not legitimate yet. I need to get an actual win for that to count for me. So I'm trying again, this time for an actual legitimate win. And we'll see how this goes. Look at this absolute Chad. He's MVPing for me, and he's letting me get the treasure. That is such a nice move. Now, getting carried to victory in a legitimate way, I don't mind that. Those do count. A rare Robin KO. And that will be that. Now you're probably wondering what kind of support and medals I went for. Well, same support as usual that I go for, with blue just highest percent I can go for. And for medals, for Shinobu I went for an attack-based build, and mostly built around skill 1 with a little healing because she does multi-hits. And leaving her skill 1 as a trap and being able to potentially heal from that does help out a lot. For Robin, I went for some damage reduction and for a little healing from crit, because she's got skills that hit multiple times. So if you're hitting that many times in a row, healing from crit is not a bad option, even if you don't specifically have a crit-based set. And Zoan and New World works really well. And that will be all. Until next time.